dwelling on it, and trying to bring it into life, taking it for a test drive, trying to struggle to manifest it in life. This is called nididhyasana, Vedantic meditation. It can be done, sit quietly and feel that you are Brahman, what you have understood, feel it as a reality. But it also can be done in action. Every day we chant when we eat here. Brahmarpanam brahmavi brahmagnau brahmanahutam brahmevatena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. That's not a prayer for eating. That's a prayer for nididhyasana, the final stage of Vedantic practice. That where you see the instruments of action as Brahman. Like when you are eating, the food itself is Brahman. The one who is eating is Brahman. The act of eating is Brahman. In fact, in any action, one who sees all the factors of action as Brahman, that one attains to Brahman. That is nididhyasana, that's dwelling on that. Before that, you must have understood Vedanta and you must get clarity about Vedanta, then try to manifest it in everyday life. The persons you interact with are Brahman. This person, this body and mind is Brahman. The consciousness with which I do this work is Brahman. The instruments of action are Brahman. All factors involved in my life are Brahman. Deal with it like that. Person who can hold on to this awareness, that person realizes. Brahmevatena gantavyam. This practice, it's strenuous. Asupte amrite kalam nayet vedanta chintaya. Till you fall asleep and till you die, till that point, continue with Vedanta. Immerse yourself in Vedantic thought. First the thought, then only practice. Immerse yourself in this clarity of understanding. Then it will automatically get expressed in action. Usually we put the cart before the horse. Swami, I understood, I listened to your talk, but it doesn't work in real life. What you're trying to do is, I think I'm body and mind, but I'll try to behave like I'm Brahman. No. First, you must be clear about how you are Brahman. Then only try to behave like you're Brahman in the world of action. So this is the vijaniyat, when you realize yourself. How do you realize? Shravana, manana, nididhyasana. This third part, nididhyasana, removes a problem. Technical name, viparita bhavana. Viparita bhavana means opposite tendency. Life after life, we have conditioned ourselves to behave as if we are this body-mind. So even when clarity comes into the mind that I am the witness consciousness, I tend to behave as a body-mind. That tendency has to be reversed by dwelling on it, nididhyasana. 3 problems, 3 practices. First problem, this is pramana sambhavana. I don't know what the texts mean. So shravana, study and listen again and again and again till you get a clarity about the text, the teaching. Now you know what the teaching says. Second problem, that prameya asambhavana. I know the texts tell me I'm Brahman, but I don't get it. How am I Brahman? What is Brahman and how am I Brahman? So that is resolved by mananam, the second practice. And third is, even after attaining clarity that I am Brahman, now I know that the Upanishads teach, I am Brahman, I am clear about it, I've got clarity that I am Brahman, but I can't put it into practice in life. The elephant still tends to go its own way. So the training, the drilling into it, Vivekananda says, tell yourself again and again, I am that, till it tingles with every drop of your blood. That is nididhyasana. That's the final stage. Viparita bhavana. Opposite tendencies are erased by this understanding. Realization. This is realization. Vijaniyat. Atmanam chet vijaniyat. Then what comes? Kimichan. Desiring what? I'm not even halfway through my talk. And the time is almost up. No, but we'll go on a little more. Kimichan. Desiring what? What do you desire in life? Power, sense pleasures, power, learning, status. What do we desire in life? Kimichan, desiring what do we lead our lives? Here, consider for a moment, from the enlightened person's point of view, of course, but even now we can see all our efforts till now to overcome suffering and to be happy. What have they yielded at this moment? Some of us, the little children here, you've lived 9 years or 10 years or 11 years. The senior citizens, I know Bill has lived 94 years. So till now, all our lives spent in this project, what do we have to show for it? Are we happy? Have we attained something permanent? The first great fault of all worldly pursuits, impermanence. It comes and goes. Flash in the pan. Any sense pleasure, for example, is very impermanent. And somebody said, cookie, chocolate chip cookie, or something like that, whatever you want to, your favorite food. Put it on your, 2 seconds on the lips and 20 years on the hips, somebody said. You have to work so hard at Pilates to get rid of that extra fat. But the pleasure you get out of it, few seconds only. So, impermanent. Every joy. Sense pleasures, very much impermanent. And then all other pleasures also. Even the things that we cultivate in art and science, after 10 years, 20 years, there are other people who exceed you. You yourself begin to lose those capacities. Whether it's music or art or writing or science. One mathematician told me at a university that I feel so depressed at seeing my seniors. We are so inspired by them. But mathematics, pure mathematics, is a young person's game. And these people who are our seniors in the 60s and 70s, they still think they can do cutting edge work because that's what they've been pursuing all their life. And they write, but we know that they're writing trash. But it's so sad. They're invested, totally invested in that. That's their source of happiness. It goes away, impermanent. The Buddha said, Anityam, anityam, sarvam anityam. Impermanent, impermanent, all is impermanent. You say, yeah, we know that all is impermanent, but I'm born and I have to die. But in between I can have my fun. I have a lot of life, a lot of time, And the Buddha says, Kshanikam, kshanikam, sarvam kshanikam. Not only impermanent, momentary. It doesn't last for very long also. It lasts just a moment. Because there are many moments one after another in a series, we think it lasts for a long time. They say, Alata chakravat, like whirling a firebrand. It looks like a circle of fire, but it's just one dot moving very fast. In the same way, life is not only impermanent, but also momentary. Kshanikam. Not only momentary, he goes further. Shunyam, shunyam, sarvam shunyam. Void, void, empty, empty, all is empty. And finally, dukkham, dukkham, sarvam dukkham. Hence suffering. Because impermanent, momentary, and empty, and therefore suffering. You say, oh boy, what a pessimist. Impermanence of all kinds of enjoyments. That's one great, great defect. Kimichan, what will you desire? Everything is impermanent. Bhartrihari, he writes, everything was momentary. I'm now old. When I look back upon my childhood, school and college and all of that, it seems to have passed in a moment. Just look back and see, just gone. When you were there, it seemed to be forever. When will I grow up? But now that you look back upon it, it's momentary. And he says youth, in its vigor and desire to taste the world and enjoy life, momentary. It seems to have gone in a moment. And middle-aged, beset with so many cares, financial worries, family worries, and projects for life. Life is passing me by. I have to do this, I have to do that. Gone. In a moment, it's gone. He says, now I am old. I walk tottering on with the help of a stick. My hair is gray. My teeth have fallen out. And in front of me, there is only death. So momentary. All of life has gone by that way. Kshanikam, momentary, impermanent. That's one great problem of any kind of worldly acquisition. The next problem is even the pleasures are mixed with suffering. Even the pleasures are mixed with suffering. Whatever you want to get. So much effort is required to get it. Imagine, I want to be a multimillionaire on Wall Street. Well, first you have to go to an Ivy League college, and getting in there you need so many percentiles on your SAT and so much of tremendous effort to write your, what do you call it? The thesis, why you should be admitted there, why should we take? Yes, the essays. And so much effort. When I hear about it, just hearing makes me tired. And after you get your degree, you have to get to work. And somebody was telling me, my kid is working 100-hour weeks in an investment firm, earning a lot of money, but 100-hour weeks. If you put in a 100-hour week, 100-hour week, you'll be enlightened. Well, maybe 200-hour weeks. That kind of commitment will definitely give you God realization, enlightenment. You can become a Buddha with that kind of effort. Doctors also, yes, they're not. And sometimes housewives work 100-hour weeks also, but they're never appreciated. It's only the glamorous Wall Street brokers who are appreciated. No, but it's true. I stayed in these two interesting places. Last year I was in Hollywood, and now Manhattan, close to Wall Street. Two kinds of places. There the goal is glamour and the movie industry and making it there. That takes a lot of talent and work. Very few people make it. Here is the goal is to go to Wall Street and become a multimillionaire, in your stocks and shares and investment and so on. Be a financial wizard. That also takes a lot of hard work. A lot of effort is put into that. Dukkha, suffering and strife is put into all our acquisitions. It's surrounded by suffering. And the Buddhists say, their masters at this, they call it raining on your parade. That leading up to the pleasure is, acquisition of the pleasure is suffering. And when you acquire that pleasure, there is the suffering knowing that it will going to come to an end. It's going to go away. Not only go away, it will leave traces in my mind wanting more. That is suffering. When it goes away, it is suffering. And the traces it has left, the addiction for more and more and more variety, that is suffering. Pleasure is surrounded by suffering. The thesis is, life is suffering and pleasure is disguised suffering. Is suffering in mufti. So, the second great problem with worldly pleasures is it's surrounded by suffering. Second. The third one is, it is unsatisfying.